Hi guys, this is Bolo from LatinStyles.com with my friend Arash, who's currently, where are you at?
I'm in San Jose, California, baby.
Yeah, he's in San Jose. Arash is also Arash is also known as Achilles from the game, and he's an up-and-coming PUA, and it's a privilege to talk to you, Arash.
Thank you for having me, and I'm glad to be alive. Let's go.
All right, cool. Now, first question. Like most people don't know that much about you. You're coming up, and I was just curious, like, how did you get into the game? How did you get into pickup?
Oh, long story. Let's make it short. Well, I grew up, and when I was 6 years old, I had to leave my country, which was Iran. And between the age of 6 and 11, I lived in Iran. I lived in Turkey, in Syria, in Kuwait, in London, in Nebraska, and California. In about 5 years, I moved that much. And naturally, when I got to the United States, I wanted, I started liking girls, and I wanted to have beautiful girls around me, and I liked the white, pretty cheerleader type. But they weren't going to talk to me because I was a complete just culture shock. You know what I mean? Like, everything was wrong about me at the time. So anyways, I got into the martial arts at a very young age, and I was interested in two things. One, learn how to defend myself, and two, how to get chicks, which is survival and replication value, if you know anything about it now, right? Mm-hmm. So I spent all my life, every moment I could get my hands on, studying something about the mind, whether it was NLP, hypnosis, Dianetics, anything you could think about, and martial arts, because one was I was getting beat up in school, so I had to learn how to defend myself, and two, I wanted the girls, and nobody wanted to talk to me, not the girls, not the boys. Until about 2.5 years ago, I came across Mystery. It's a really cool story how that happened, and whatever, we got to talking, and I became his student, and Matador, if you know who he is, James Matador, ended up becoming my personal mentor, and now I am a motherfucking beast. Beep! I don't know if it's out or not, but we do cuss in California, San Jose.
That's fine. You can cuss as much as you want here.
Okay.
All right, so how long have you been doing pickup for? Like 2-3 years or something?
About 2 years and 4 months learning game. But prior to that, everything I studied, I tried to apply to picking up girls. I just didn't have a structure or anything. So I was successful getting chicks, but I didn't know there was a group of pickup artists, a community that was working at it. I understood that there was such a thing called game being taught at 2 years and 3 months ago.
Okay, interesting. So you used to be a dork and everything, and you didn't get any chicks. Like that, what's your life like right now?
Well, I did get chicks because at some point I achieved high status in the martial arts, and I was really bold, and I was the shit. So I would get girls, but it was so direct, and it was, again, lucky, but I would go after the hottest chicks. So I got girls after a certain point. When I was around, I think 18 was when I got my really hot girlfriend, and then it just moved forward. I'm 34 right now. But the difference is the life that I live now, I'll be honest with you, if I explained it to you, it would be out of reality and it wouldn't fit. So if you take the book, The Game, and go to the end and watch Neil's life and what happens to it, I can tell you that's very real to me. When I first met Matador, after the first night, he said to me, Arash, you could live like a rock star. You could have so many women in your life that you won't have time for them, and you wouldn't know what to do. And that is what I have right now in my life. And I have a girlfriend also.
Oh, really nice, dude. And it only took you like 2.5 years to get there?
Yeah, it's still a journey. I'm still evolving, man. My game is still tightening up, and I don't think it'll ever end, just like martial arts. But it's pretty high level. It really is. You ask some of the people that have seen me do stuff or talk to people who I've taught, who have been taught by the best in the world, and they'll tell you I'm better than everybody right now. And I know that to be true.
Oh, very nice. I'm curious, about your style. Do you have a dating philosophy? Like in the community, there's all these different styles. Direct, indirect. Do you follow mystery method or what?
Mystery is my original teacher, and his method is the base for everything. And I believe everybody who is very successful pickup has that as a base. So my style is my style now, but it has mystery method as a base for sure. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Okay, yeah. That's cool. Now, I'm curious, how did you become good enough at dating to become an authority at it?
An authority is somebody who can do the job. That's an authority to me. You know what I mean? It's not someone who has a certificate. It's not someone who other people think knows. It's the person who can do the job. I can do the job. I'm surrounded by 9s and 10s. Now, in the Bay Area, people thought they knew what 9s and 10s were until I got into the game. Now, the guys that are the legit pickup artists, and quote, are now saying, you hear them, they meet around and they say, no, we don't get girls like Arash does. Those are 9s and 10s. So I'm an authority in quotes, first because people listen, but more importantly because I can get the job done. I can take someone and teach them from zero to be able to get hot chicks, and I can demonstrate it in my life. I live a life of pickup, you know?
Oh, very nice. Like when you first started, I mean, were you just like going out every single day or?
No. Well, let me explain something else on that. I just popped in my mind. I think the moment that it became really clear to me that I was okay to teach was when I was out with Matador, and he introduced me to Lawrence Fishburne. I think he's the black actor from
Matrix.
That's right.
Morpheus, yeah.
That's right. And he introduced me. He said, this is my former student, Arash. And he goes, the reason I say former student is because he is a master of pickup. And that was a big moment for me. And there was many conversations after that. So being acknowledged by him bona fide like that, I was like, okay, you know, I know I can really change people's lives. Because this shit is powerful, dude. You know what I mean? It's fucking powerful. It can change a person's life. Completely turn it around. No matter what is going on in their life, men are struggling with women. And I've seen it.
Oh, that's interesting.
I missed the other question you said.
Oh yeah, just what was it? How did you get good enough to become a dating authority? How did you start out? Were you just going out a whole lot, or?
I actually barely went to the clubs unless I was in LA visiting, and I would go with Matador. But other than that, here my game was created in a way where when I would go shopping, I would game everybody there. I would go eat, I would game all the waitresses. And I would go and, let's say I'm working out, I would game everybody there. Wherever I was, I would game. So then I created this thing where, for me, game and life are the same. It's a lifestyle. For me, it's not like, okay, now I'm going to go to the club and game. So you said, did I go out every night and game? I didn't go out, but I gamed almost every moment when I was around a chick. Almost every moment. You know, it was unbelievable. So I got very good at it, and my hired gun game is pretty ridiculous right now. What I can do.
Oh, really nice. Like, do you teach boot camps, or what exactly? What type of coaching do you do?
We do boot camps. We do Skype coaching. We do webinars. I have a boot camp coming up this weekend. We do one-on-ones. Man, you name it. I'm just interested in creating the next generation of incredible pickup artists. I benefit from that. It's important to me.
Yeah, you've had a lot of students before, right?
A lot is, you know, it's a relative term. No, I don't think so. I've had students, and they've been very successful, but I was very picky, and I still am. I don't teach everybody. There's a lot of people that want to learn, but they don't want to learn. You know what I mean? So I teach people. We do go put them in an interview. We find out what they're all about, if they have a passion for this, if they really want to do this. If they do, I meet with them, and then I send them a student, and I change their life. Okay. And again, if they're not a good student while I'm teaching them, I actually will get rid of them. And I did that to 4 people. All kidding. No, I can't. What am I going to? Because my name is on it. It's a brand. You know what I mean? I'm a brand name. I've done martial arts long enough. I have a very successful martial arts business. And this is now my business in pickup. And I want to have a brand. I want it to be, if you were trained by Arash, if you were trained by Achilles, if you're from seductiveinstinct.com, you are good, or you're on your way being very good. I don't want people to say, oh, yeah, I studied with him, but I don't get any chicks. No, not me. So I'm very selective. The ones that don't make it, I give them a few chances. You know, if they're not doing their reading, if they're not doing their practice, if they're not showing up, they need to go somewhere else. I don't care how much they pay. It's just not the way I do things.
Okay. Like during the interview process, what are you looking for, like in a prospective student?
A few things. One is that they really have to want to make a change. They're not just talking. You know what I mean? They have to have a passion for doing it. They have to be willing to go through rough times. It's not roses, man. Are you kidding me? It was difficult getting good. Very difficult. Thank God it was difficult, because now if it wasn't, everybody else would be running around getting chicks. I put in my time and my dues. So those are the basics. More than that, it's a vibe. You know, Lucky, he does the interviews, and I trust his judgment. So he does the interview, and you can ask him what he specifically goes for. What I look for in a student are those things: passion, a person who's willing to go through the ups and downs, and a person who really wants to make a change in their life. Then I'll make it happen.
Sounds good, dude. Now, what about the guys who don't make it? The four guys you have to kick out. Like, what common traits do they have?
Well, they can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned. They probably, you know what I mean? Probably looking at the pictures of my girls online. But anyways, they the traits they have is they don't want to get better, man. They don't do what, you know. You have to take the next step. That's it. You know, so if they don't do their reading, if they don't show up, if they don't look like they really want to get better, they just want to sit around and talk about it. No, dude, this is an action-based activity. There's theory and there's application. You got to put them together. There's people that can sit there and talk all theory all the time, but they can't demonstrate shit. On the other hand, there's some guys that get chicks, but they don't know any theory. So when they teach, there's a guy that joke, you know, and he was like, you know, I did a seminar and then he did one right after me, and I was sitting, he was like, well, just go out there and be yourself and just be ballsy and be confident. I'm like, dude, you're a joke. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How are you going to teach someone that? That's not game. That's ridiculous. He was a good-looking guy, so he gets to do that. I wasn't a good-looking guy. I'm an interesting-looking guy now, but I'm not a good-looking guy.
Yeah, dude, I know what you're saying. It's a little too much esoteric, you know, advice. Like, oh, be yourself, grab your balls up and just go, you know?
Yeah. Find out who you really are. It's like, yo, man, if I knew the answer, I'd be Buddha right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Don't
dude.
fucking go there. Give me some specific technique, like look over your shoulder, lean away, smile, tell them you got to take off in a minute, and ask a neutral question. Those are techniques any person can apply, and that technique will improve their chances just by doing that, talking to a chick. And that was directly from the mystery method, an opener.
Yeah, dude. Now, I'm like, what do you think the greatest mistake guys make with women is? Just like in, you know, in sarging in general.
They show too much interest too fast.
And what can they do to correct that?
Well, keep doing it, keep losing the chick. Keep doing it, keep losing the chick. And at some point get sick of your sickness and say, fuck, what am I supposed to do? At that moment, stop showing her so much interest. So she has to earn it from you. Honestly, that's the very first thing I ever learned in game when I started studying it. That was the first thing, and I applied it that night, and it completely changed my experience with women. She has to earn you. You know, they demonstrate interest too quickly when they walk up. Already opening a girl, you're showing interest. So as quickly as you can, you got to calibrate and take that away as soon as possible, so she knows that, okay, well, you're playing on level ground with her. Or even you got to be higher, really, you got to have more value. So I think the biggest mistake is they show interest too quickly. The way they can correct it is just recognize that's not the way to get the girl, man. It's just not. I mean, where do you get that from? It's not proven. It's lucky. I don't want to get lucky when I get chicks. I want to have skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to be lucky if the parachute opened, or do you want to know you fucking put that shit together? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you put the parachute together, you check everything, and then you jump. Even then, some people's chutes don't open, just like pickup. You could be a master pickup artist. Sometimes you ain't going to get a chick, dude. You're going to fuck up. Big deal.
Okay.
But you do all the pieces right, and your chances are greatly improved. And you jump, still with adrenaline, but trusting your chute, which is the game. Damn, that was
okay. Yeah, I've jumped out of a couple airplanes before, and yeah, it helps to be prepared.
Oh, have you really jumped out?
Yeah. I've done AFF and tandem, and when you do AFF by yourself, you go train for like 10 hours. Like I had to go at 6 in the morning, didn't jump until like 6 in the afternoon.
Wow.
It's fun times, dude. You should give it a shot.
I will never jump out of a fucking plane unless it's burning. Otherwise, I'm good. I'll just take it from one place to the other.
All right, sounds good. Well, any tips or techniques you can give the guys, like any newbies listening here, or any like, you know, just anything that you particularly like to do?
Yes, I have so many fucking hints and techniques and shit. So let me just go over a few basic ones. Let's just talk about for everybody. Inner game is so important, man. That's what I had. That's what you asked me. What made me so good? I had monster inner game, monsters, because of martial arts and the study of the mind that I had all my life been doing. So, anyways, let's get into this. Just like anything worth achieving, whether it's a black belt in a legit martial arts or a surgeon, becoming a surgeon, or anything legit, you have to put in your time, and you got to be willing to do what it takes and go through the hard times. So anybody pick up for the first time should understand, you know, you are going to get the chick one day. You're totally going to get the chick one day, but you better be willing to go through some shit to get there. Like really go through it. You got to put yourself out there.